roll well for me.
Alright, I can do it. I got this.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so last time it was actually pretty simple. We were kind of still shell-shocked from being... There was the whole death or absence of something. Something happened and we were very sad. And we started heading towards the Our House with the corpse of someone important. And as we were heading there, Ewan was keeping an eye out for whatever's going on, because right now is not his turn to be sad. And as he was watching, he noticed that there was an ambush about to take place, and that the place looked like a war zone for some reason that we just don't know about quite yet. And so Ewan tried to get everyone in the cart, and he tried to pull a Zark, essentially, of getting everyone in the cart and running really, really fast, which kind of worked. The ambush did trigger, but unknown to us, it seems that Chronicler had a man on the inside of this ambush, and why he knew this ambush would happen, or when even, was an interesting point, but it seems like this guy was specifically meant to prevent or otherwise impede this ambush. As we were going, we jumped over a wall, which was probably heckin' bad for the cart, because I don't think the cart had shocks for the landing on the other side. But it was still impressive, gave us total cover, and we were able to get to the Our House. Bloop was out doing some sort of errand. I'm not sure what, but he did eventually come back. While Flamel was putting this corpse into stasis, there was Asher had somehow lots of his mass and other connections, and so Ludus started trying to put them back together, and he booted up, but he wasn't the same. And there was a real awkward moment where Flamel came in just as he had booted up and wasn't acting as expected, and so she shut him down. And it's pretty clear that we don't think that Ash is going to be booted up again. Maybe left as a Pokedex form, because that doesn't necessitate any display of personality, which is what would... It might be better that way. I don't know. But... And we started interrogating this guy to see if he really was hired by Chronicler. Rosie seemed to collaborate or corroborate, give credence to his story. And we discovered that he was from a long time ago, and he didn't realize how much of the passage of time he had sidestepped by coming here. It sounds like he was a forerunner for colonizing the Empire, and that he had met Prometheus somehow. Apparently we have too, which is weird to think about. I'm not sure how much Ewan's thinking about that right now. But, we were trying to explain how far in the future we were to this, Cade, I believe his name was. And, something's not... We think that it's both clicking or at least Ewan thinks it's clicking and not clicking. He's understanding but not comprehending the difference in how much time he sidestepped. And Ewan is disappointed that his trick with giving tea didn't work. And so Ewan will take the tea back, also socially, mysteriously, and just let the others mostly deal with this. And he'll take the teapot and the cup, sit down on a chair, and start drinking and processing a little. Since the Our House is at least a modicum of a safe space. And if we don't know what's going to come next, so we might as well process what we can.
That's fair. So you're all sitting around the table, conversing. Is there anything that you guys would like to continue talking about, or would like to do?
I think Cade's understanding of reality had just shifted when we revealed how far in the future we were from.
I don't think that's accurate.
It is.
But do you have... Can you prove that?
What kind of proof would you like?
A newspaper, yes. Those don't lie.
We don't really use newspapers anymore, but I can show you a recording of the last newsreel I saw.
The what?
I just start projecting the last news clip I caught in one of my memories. Yeah, we were in...
Full of imperial propaganda.
Probably on Paris Station.
What? So, you're telling me that it's been like 1,000 years?
Oh,
Times 37. Multiply that by 37.
37 years?
7,000. You gotta carry the zero.
No, that's a really big number. There's...
It is.
But how?
Hey, you don't really have time, so it probably actually hasn't been that long for you. And when you leave, you'll just go back to whatever time you came from, just like we would do.
Oh, okay. So I'll still get my... Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We can do this.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Home?
So, I see no reason why you can't.
How?
Rosie, could you tell him the rules as you know them? It might be better coming from a denizen.
Yeah. We kind of gave you a little bit of a quick rundown. But no killing unless in a sanctioned area. That's kind of a big no-no. The one guy that chronicler's trying to take down doesn't like that and can do some mean things if you do that to you. You're always welcome to leave the glassway, but if you leave without assisting someone in here that's willing to offer you a boon, then you have to... Who knows where you'll end up, or when you'll end up, or how you'll end up. So that's not fun. So you gotta do stuff. People gotta not murder, no stealing. That's another big one. Mr. Big will know exactly where you are if you steal, and can kind of know everything about you. And plus, it isn't nice when people steal. It's not fun. Likes to put people in the hanging gardens when they steal, and that sounds like a very painful way of dying. So I wouldn't suggest that. And then, oh, what's the other one? And you see she zones off, just looking at the fire, trying to sip on some tea. I think that's it.
So for helping Chronicler bring them here, I should be able to go home?
Well, a deal has to be made between people on what they can do, and only only one person can help you. Like, once they've helped you, you can't get help from them again. So that was the thing. Yeah. So, I mean, if you were to strike a bargain with Chronicler, then he could help you. But along with the bargains, I don't know why, but somehow, for some reason, they seem to get more difficult the more you ask, or the more you have to. So, I don't quite understand that one. But that's okay. Does anyone need more tea? I don't know where Chronicler is. I thought he was.
I can go look for him. I believe you might have said he was in the garden/hangar.
Yes, that's correct. That's where he
I'll
was
see if.
right before you all showed up. So
Yes, I apologize. That was not intentional in the slightest.
oh no, it's fine. We've grown quite accustomed to you all showing up when we're not expecting it. So it is your home,
Well,
after all.
our home. I will continue to point this out until you guys say it too.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I'll go see if the ship, I don't know, landed on him or something.
Oh no. She
Hopefully it didn't.
stands up. You don't
I
think...
will see.
Oh,
I will
okay.
gently put one hand on her shoulder and, like, sit her down. There's still some tea in here. I'll be back shortly.
Thank you. So you stand up, exiting the living room, going through the doors into the hangar. It is much larger than when you were last year. You see, side by side are the two ships, the Imperial ship.
Two ships.
Correct. The Imperial ship, which was left behind.
Oh yeah.
When you guys left the Glassway the last time, and you see the Arella. You see Chronicler. He's just giving a walk around of the Arella. He seems a little confused as to why there's another ship all of a sudden inside here, and why the hangar is twice as big.
Greetings. Hello there.
Back so soon. Oh, wonderful.
I don't know if
questions that I wanted some things answered, and I'm assuming Yos is one of them.
Yes, I have questions for you as well. But perhaps those can be better traded in the company of everyone.
Oh, of course, of course. It's out here. What was I going to do? I can't quite remember.
Was
How
it
strange.
perhaps more tea? I'm not sure. I'm just suggesting that.
Oh, no. It had something to do with something. I'm sure my memory banks will restore and I'll be able to recall that soon. See, starts to see, like, he's completely walking towards you, standing taller than he has before. His movements are much more robotic than, Flamel. has this fluidity of this human essence. His are, if you look, Ewan, you probably had seen cartoons or commercials or something in SSF of just droids that are very stiff and in their movements. As he walks back to you. How have things been on the outside? It's been, well, I don't know how long it's been, so you look roughly about the same. So I'm assuming it's...
Yes, and I'm not sure how many events have occurred here without the passage of time. Still trying to get used to the common and how to say that.
it's best if you just try to forget and not worry about it.
But traversing back and forth does make things a bit confusing, indeed.
I bet it could.
Yeah, so we'll get you up to speed, and I guess you can get us up to speed. We did notice the Warzone-esque look outside.
You can thank Big Mr. Big for that one. Had a bit of a temper tantrum. And, well, you can see what's happened.
Yes.
See that you made it through safely. Yeah.
With a caveat. But yeah, a couple caveats. And I'll lead him to where everyone is.
Wow. So he enters inside. Rosie stands up and the panic off her face immediately leaves. She goes and puts another pot of this mushroom tea on to boil. Chronicler walks in the room. Hello, everyone. It's Cade. Thank you for bringing our friends here. Glad you were able to assist them. And who is that? As he's looking over your shoulder, Ewan, walking behind you, and seeing Drusus laying on the table.
Drusus is up in the
He was just with them.
chamber.
Oh,
What do you mean,
yeah,
who is
that's
that?
true. He's in the chamber now.
Yeah, Drusus is in my spaces.
Oh, no, you're right. Thank you.
He's not here. I put him
Okay.
away.
He doesn't do that then. Thank you for the reminder. My brain. Forgot. Oh.
We're not sitting around drinking tea around his body.
Yep, that would make sense.
Are you sure?
That would make sense. Thank you. Well, what Ewan said would catch each other up. I don't know where we should start. With you or with me? Where is... Never mind. Seems that you're all here. So, catching each other up to speed.
Yes. Well, we arrived. I'm not sure how many of our other groups, how many details you currently remember with the current memory chip.
Oh, all of them.
Oh, okay. But we appeared directly back at the SSF, which follows as to why the Imperial crawl ship is here.
Oh, I see.
But we arrived directly there, a couple weeks earlier than what we had told them.
No, that is strange.
We were perhaps even coexistent with ourselves and...
A time anomaly. I mean, I'm assuming it probably isn't unheard of.
Right.
That isn't how things usually work out the glass way.
Well, we arrived at the SSF and promptly started on my trial.
I'm assuming you passed because you're here.
No. not completely.
Oh,
Yeah. There was a little bit of a skirmish when you are familiar with Cody to some extent, yes?
correct.
I
Previous version of you had brought her to here. Some
right.
romantic gesture of this is where two of you wish to elope.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, I'm not there yet.
Congratulations.
No. There's some time things going on, Cade.
they've been
Uh,
on one date and got arrested.
What?
Yes. We went on a date. There was this skirmish. Outwardly influenced by another character that you know from the other selves, Malvius. He influenced things to make things go awry. I was arrested. The trial for that was combined with the trial for my master rank, which I passed to enough of a degree that I was acquitted of inciting that incident. And then, as part of the third of my trials, I am sent to go capture and retrieve Malvius, which we were on our way to doing when the what? Okay, DM. I need to know how much I remember of Arvad.
As of right now, you remember everything.
Okay, cool. At that point, we were on our way when we had been about to leave, and the Praetorian Titus somehow
I
got in contact with Arvad.
don't recognize that name, but if it is a Praetorian, then
Yes,
oh
I
boy.
would much prefer that we
You were in
did not.
contact with a Praetorian?
I was not. Arvad was.
Who?
The man currently, the corpse currently upstairs.
Is dead.
Oh,
Yes. The Arvad of. In something of the conversation between Titus and Arvad, Titus told Arvad that by killing other versions of himself, among which D or Winder apparently, then Drusus would gain more power and be able to bring back Arella. And so as we were traveling on our way to retrieve Malvius, the Arvad from 2 weeks ago showed up and tried to kill our Arvad. Somehow in that fight, something happened to bring us here.
Yeah.
I am unaware as to how that happened, but there was a bit of a. They were fighting, and I believed that it was a fight between those who can mess with time, and so I did not interfere or do much of anything other than heal our Arvad. But then our Arvad killed his younger self, and things just went
oh,
bad from there. I'm assuming something weird happened by killing his younger self, some sort of paradox. I don't understand how time works, even in places where there is time, but there isn't time here. and so he fell to pieces. Asher as well fell to pieces, and we saw Arvad as some sort of dust apparition, and we saw an apparition of some female, and then we saw oh, that was her?
Yeah.
Oh, and we saw a third gigantic face, which I've only seen in like carvings and statues and paintings. And I can only assume that was the God Emperor himself for some reason.
The who?
And then, yeah, whatever that was happened, and perhaps you can explain more of that, because you have more knowledge of time and stuff, even living here. And then we made our way here. There was some attempted ambush, which your hired man here stalled, and we came here. So I'm very confused. I guess if you would be so kind as to explain what transpired in her absence, and then hopefully you have some knowledge of what just happened with Arvad. Because I do not understand, and I'm going to be vocal with my feelings here. I'm feeling at least slightly guilty as to not stopping or even understanding what was going on between the Arva.
Well, Rosie, would you mind go getting a few more chairs so that way we can all sit down? Rosie nods and hurries away. Several seconds later, she brings a few more chairs so everybody is sitting. I'll start first with what happened to Arvad, as I feel that is where more emotion and confusion are contained. The other is simple to answer, and this, well, it explains several things as to why Glassway is struggling. I can just feel it. I guess everybody here can feel it. But, congratulations, first of all, your trial to master. Just for data and analytics sake, what is the third trial, if I might ask?
I already told you it's to retrieve Malvius.
Yes,
and if
Sorry, where is the third trial?
DM, world name, insert world name here.
Insert Dark City.
The Dark City.
Yes, it's in the Dark City. At least in this iteration.
Chronicler's eyes begin shifting through several different colors before returning into the normal, just white light behind his eyes. Oh.
And for further reference that you might find interesting, there was a color associated with my second trial, and it's a slightly redder shade than my, and he'll like gesture and activate his solar armor, which is still the same shade of blue.
Oh. That's been noted for the data. Thank you. Well then. I'm sorry, I'm asking so many questions to answer a question. But was there anything left behind by Arvad or past Arvad?
Yeah, I still have all his stuff.
Would you mind letting me take a look to see what was there? Maybe it can give us a clue as to why you were all here.
Well, I have all of his stuff except for the daggers, and I look at Bloop as I start taking out Drusus's stuff.
Bloop is just dearly holding on to the daggers.
Andrew, was there anything in there of importance? I know there's the one thing that we talked about.
There's the compass. There, actually, hold on. Let me pull up Drusus's inventory just to
Your
make
towel.
sure. Yes, there's the towel.
The hat, the compass,
Towel, the
a
hat,
gun,
his jacket, his
a gun.
guns. His guns. Load faster, Hephaestus. Damn it. Okay.
a flask.
No, he does not have a flask anymore.
No.
The friendship bracelet.
Oh yeah.
Armor, helmet. The key, the rifle specifically would have like popped out into the world when he died. Other than that, it was the pocket watch that he got as a gift for Nicholas, in like the third session.
Mm-hmm.
For or from?
What's that?
You said a gift for Nicholas. Was it a gift for Nicholas or from him?
It was a gift for Nicholas.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Just an archaic pocket watch. Other than that, there wasn't anything special. He wasn't expecting to die, so.
No letter like Laura.
So your letter, is that like on a data slate or what is that on?
That would be on the Arella, on like a data slate thing, specific.
I thought you had said that it was on your person.
No, it would be like on his desk.
Oh, lovely. Okay, cool. Chronicler's fingers, like the tips at the second knuckle, open up, and these small little cords, with looks like outlet jacks, shoot out about 10 from each finger as they slither through the air. Needle sharp tips that poke into all of the various items that you lay on the table. You see this. It kind of looks like an electrical current just moving through the wires as he pauses for a moment. And after about a minute or two, the wires detach and retract into his fingers. Well, from what I can see here, one of the reasons why he or you all are in this predicament is you didn't study enough, which kind of a sad and dumb thing to say, but this compass here was not used very much. Its contents or still locked. Better understanding of time and how to wield it might have led to a better outcome. As for the other things, I'm not able to ascertain any information from those, unfortunately. If this is all you have, I could try and gain information from Drusus himself, his body, but that is about it that I would be able to do. You didn't leave any items anywhere on the other ship that I'm assuming is yours.
It's the Arella.
Urella. All right, on the Urella.
He probably had stuff there.
I think most of our stuff is still there, so it would make sense for his stuff to still be there.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, after
There's
we're done with this
also the
conversation,
I look at Blue.
Huh?
The daggers that seem like likely suspects as to why we're here.
Yeah. What about him?
Can you electronically look at
Let me hang on. Let me roll something really quick.
Give it the only things you have that are possessions of your friend.
right?
What would I roll here?
Poison. Cusco's poison.
Boo. What would you roll here?
I don't know. What are you trying to do?
Trying to
Will save.
not be persuaded. I guess that's fair. Yeah, I'll do that.
You don't have to roll if you don't.
No, it's for me.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
I did that in the wrong chat. Okay.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow.
I'm very tired.
Well,
It's
yeah,
all
that's what
good.
happens when you don't sleep for 24 hours, fool.
You haven't slept for 24 hours?
Okay. He will give them because I was succeeding against my own desire not to.
Okay.
I think that's how that should work.
He's not going to keep them. He's going to
He
take a
will
look.
hover within like an inch, though.
Well, no, too.
As the fingers open up again, and they get within like a nanometer of them, and he just stops. They retract, and he tries to puncture into them again over and over at various angles and speeds, and it just is not working. There seems to be some force keeping him from tapping into these. Strange.
Well, that didn't work as Bloop kicks them back again.
No, it did not. I suspect they probably have something to do with it. But that's just my hunch. I could be completely wrong. But, so, as the reason you're here, I am not sure. I am sorry. I have not gathered enough data to be able to present a reason for that. Besides the fact that the Glassway calls when the Glassway calls, when you are needed. Which I would say is quite well timing for all of you. It's been quite stressful here since I did whatever I did. Which we'll get to in a minute. However, having spent time with the slightly less, how do I word it? The Drusus that was not Drusus.
D?
Yes,
Rat?
that was his name. The Mole Rat. I was able to gather. Oh, what'd you say?
Nothing.
He just leans into someone and he goes, was he an actual mole rat, or was he just not a good person?
He was a real mole rat, actually.
He just
But, like,
leans
bigger than a mole
back,
rat.
very confused.
We'll explain later, sort of.
What were you saying, Slinda?
Oh, it was just in the same vein of just responding to him.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Having collected data from D, I can submit a hypothesis that the death of a Kaim caster can create some paradoxes if done incorrectly. anytime a time caster is killed, it creates a paradox within itself, and reality has to rewrite time and change it in order for reality to stand or continue going forward, without it collapsing in within itself. Hence why Timecaster is essentially immortal. However, a Timecaster can, I think this would tie into trying to bring back Arella, siphon energy from his future self through means of murder, I suppose. That giving all that potential energy to the past Timecaster. However, killing a previous Timecaster would result in a complete and utter chaotic paradox of such high consequence that reality, instead of trying to rewrite itself, just erases that person from existence and heals the wound caused from that paradox in that manner. If that makes sense. That's my basic understanding of what happens. So, if it was indeed Drusus who killed a past version of himself, then reality as we know it was scarred and shattered but needed to heal. So it removed the thing which was causing it to be injured.
Ah.
Which causes an entire other domino effect of paradoxes and other problems, but reality doesn't implode upon itself, so I guess that is what is needed. So if you should feel bad, Ewan, I would not. As it does appear that Drusus's own ineptitude and lack of study were what brought his own downfall. Not you.
Is he wrong, though?
Oh, he's not. It just hurts to hear.
Does that answer all the questions?
With him, what can you? Would you know of any? I don't have the words to ask this. I'm not a science person. Are there going to be differences in here versus differences out of there with the consequences of this erasure or paradox?
What will it change?
His body is here.
Well, there's already changes that have happened within here, Iwan. The glassway almost imploded within itself. Such an extreme paradox happening within it. But it was able to hold strong. Out there? I haven't been out there in I don't know how long. A day, a minute, a second, centuries, millennia? I don't know. But with your friend now no longer existing, where time doesn't exist here, I'm sure everything will be fine. And with you, and you remember him as long as you're here. When you step out, he no longer existed. Therefore, any events that transpired with him either A, didn't happen at all, and all of you could just be separated, or have been changed, erased, modified in a way that your minds can handle the gaps that he created.
Will we forget if we leave and come back? Will we still forget when we're here?
I do not know. I think it's a good sign that you haven't forgotten yet. I haven't forgotten. I don't know if this is going to change.
Anything.
I say that's a pretty good thing, considering he's been erased from time. As if he never was born. That there was never a thought of him, but the fact that you were all grieving, that is a good sign. I don't know how this will affect things with what's going on now, or I guess you could call it mini civil war within the Glassway.
Yeah. Can you explain the war zone?
Oh, of course. Mr. Big, well, he created rules. They weren't all the complete rules, but being the owner of the Glassway, decided that he wished to impose his will upon all of his denizens. Part of the fine print of that is that he also had to obey the rules. Chronicler looks over at Flamel. As far as the rules are concerned, you are still the knob, and you control, own, and regulate everything that happens in the Grunge Pits. Mr. Big tried stepping in and ordering them around, trying to regain some semblance of order in a chaotic area that he had. Rules were not followed as he was not the knob, and he doesn't have complete control over the knob as it is you, as far as I'm aware. Or meaning that he doesn't have control of you. I don't believe so. This might be awkward, and I might have to kill you if he did. So, but you haven't tried killing me, so I say that's a good sign. However, he took business out of the Grunge Pits and made a public scene of those that weren't willing to follow his ways. Several orcs and a few goblins didn't quite make it. Those that seemed rather insistent that you were the knob. But upon breaking his own rules, I guess he kind of created a paradox within the Glassway itself too, and he was the problem, or the cause of this, allowing people to leave their assigned areas, which has made it very interesting in the Glassway. There were a lot of people not happy with Mr. Big in the way that he was running.
Interesting.
Through his inability to control when control is taken away from people. There were those of us, me, that saw this as an opportunity to get a little change of scenery. And, well, now you have all of this happening. But rest assured, I don't know how much longer he is going to actually hold on. He's bunkered up quite well and sticks mostly to guerrilla tactics, as he doesn't have the forces, as he no longer controls the Grunge Pits, and he does not own the Cyclo-Hex. Turns out you are the only one that can control that too. I find it
Me?
interesting. Yes, you. As you were the one that created it in the first place.
Interesting.
So, with most of, I won't say all of it, as he's done several attacks and hit and run raids in the Cycle Hex, but you do control most of the forces and armory here in the Glassway. Somehow, his men are like roaches and refuse to die or use unconventional tactics. I'm assuming the Void has a little bit of control and sway over there. But we're taking it slowly, bit by bit. This is the... Oh... Cade, were you ever on a planet where trench warfare happened? I do recall talking to various versions of this group, reciting and talking over history, and trench warfare was quite popular with the Empire when planets were less than willing to obey the Emperor. Have you experienced trench warfare? Have you experienced trench warfare in your expanding of the Empire?
We haven't expanded the what?
Well,
Oh,
that
you
answers
haven't
that
even
question.
made it to another planet yet?
Well, we found planets. They're being mapped currently.
Oh. You haven't started, like, conquering.
We've been no. We're bringing people the light of the Empire.
Right. My bad.
So when you commit genocide, is it like...
Cade is literally the most, like, chipper, like, 1950s-esque, like, he, like, fully believes in the mission, and this is, like, before, like, full-on, genocides happened. It was very much like, you're doing your duty for the Empire, or like, huzzah! And he's like, go and map places out, bring the beginning lights to them, and then we'll get to them later.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was put in a ship, and he left, and now he's surrounded by crazy people who are telling lies. They called the Emperor the God Emperor, and that sounds weird, because obviously Prometheus just chased the gods out. Like, that'd be a weird thing for him to have as a title. Second off, what do you mean genocide? Prometheus is very much against killing people who don't need to die unnecessarily. That makes no sense. What? He is merely a man, a dragon man who makes things. He's the best battlesmith in the world. What do you mean? You're all lying.
So he's draconic in
He's literally
nature,
God.
to know.
Oh.
He's literally a god and has been around for a really long time.
He's only like 200. What do you mean?
Yeah, remember the 35,000 years?
Wait, it's when you say Prometheus, you're talking about the same Prometheus?
I mean, I guess probably.
No.
Presumably.
No. And I just start describing how Prometheus looks. It's like, no. Like, he's, like a person. He's got like a man face person.
Nope. I mean, I've never met him in person. Nobody sees him in person.
Well, that's
So
not true.
So now, could you present, like, or project a mural or something that you have seen?
Yeah. I just use a projection to show, like, what imagery we would have of the Emperor. Be like, this is him.
Wait, you do what?
As far as I know. I'm projecting with my IMO cameras a picture or a memory of, like, a mural or a painting, some imagery we would have had of the Emperor.
Does that,
Whatever
look
the
like
icon.
does that look like the Emperor I know?
Not quite.
No, that's not
No. I mean, there's like elements that you're like, oh, that
No, this could be like a descendant of his. That probably means Prometheus. It's a long line of Prometheuses.
No, it's been the
No.
same person for 37,000.
No, that doesn't
Look.
make any sense. That's a long time for a person.
Yeah, they would
They
change.
replaced him and said it was the same person?
Well, no, like it could be like a dynasty thing, or you have a cult running your crazy world that's not the same as mine. That makes way more sense than 37,000 years difference. Maybe I just went through a thing that put me really, really far away, and you guys just have a very similar time frame.
Far away in
I
the
don't know.
future.
Is a thing that
I mean-
eats souls now.
It's true, he does eat souls. But you know what? You're
What?
right. Maybe it is. We don't know.
For Cade!
Hey, you're right. We have no proof that that's the same person. Maybe you're from a different timeline from us where there is no God King Emperor and he's just a guy. Maybe in another life he's just a guy.
He's just a guy. He's just a little guy.
Oh.
He's just a guy. I mean, he's the emperor. He's
Hey. Yeah, we don't know what your world is like. You could be from a different reality.
Yeah, no, different that makes sense. That's way more logical. It's
Reality
I'm
was
just-
different 37,000 years
I'm in
ago.
a different plane. That's what it is.
He got rid of those.
Yeah.
What?
No more
No.
planes.
Yeah.
That's not true. This is obviously a different plane. I'm from the prime material plane.
This is a
You're from
different
some sort of
time.
Plane of chaos and hell.
Life
I'm
is-
comfortable with that.
My wife's
That
never
makes it
going to believe this.
Was your
It'll make a
wife
great
an elf?
Kids someday, I'm sure.
Was your wife an elf or a dragon?
No, I'm a human. Obviously, my
Then
wife.
she's dead.
Ooh, we're out. Technically, no one is here and dead.
This
Group,
is
I know
how
we're
he
having a
says
rough
it.
day, but you don't need to bully this random kid.
I'm a grown man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How old are you?
I'm 23.
You don't need to bully this random kid.
Yes. See, I'm barely not a kid, and I'm 25, something like that. I don't know if Slunda realizes the differences between Kasathans have hit adulthood a little bit later.
I'm just. Oh look, a chair! I say as I walk towards a chair and I sit down.
That is indeed a chair. Slunda gives a thumbs up, not knowing what else to do in this situation.
I think you all are experiencing a lot right now.
This is true.
I am going to go back to doing what I was doing.
Once you remember what that was.
Yes. What was I doing?
Probably something that got fritzed. I don't know the tech word for it. When Drusus did the thing.
Very possibly. That would actually, I hadn't put two and two together yet. That could. Huh.
I am going to... Did we figure out the rooms back?
The what?
Because there's rooms here that are theirs. Because you shouldn't be in a closet.
Yes. I think we gave the rooms back, except then we just put Drusus in a room. I'm not sure if that was if we just undid that, or if that was an unoccupied room.
I will go beyond the ship the Imperial ship and rest there.
The Imperial ship? Or the Arella?
The Imperial ship, which is also here.
Both ships are here?
Both ships are here.
Yep.
For some reason, the garden has somehow grown to encompass both of them.
You mean the greenhouse? It sounded like they were
Garden-
replacing the garden. Or is the garden also growing?
I have no idea. I am just going to go in the ship and see if there's any tea on the ship and have tea there and go sleep, perhaps, if I can. Because as one of the only technological tips that I know, turning things off and on again helps with a lot of issues, including biological ones. So if you would all excuse me. And Ewan will take his leave.
Right. Head on to the Imperial ship. The rest of you, we'll get back to you as there's a couple things on the ship for you, Ewan, but while Ewan is walking away, anything from the rest of you that you're doing, I would like to do.
I'm just dying.
Oh,
Please don't. That's bad for your health.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you.
Veronica,
So
they
bad
said-
for your health.
They said that I can go back to where I'm from if you tell me I can go back. What do I need to do?
Oh! Well, yes, those are the rules of the Glassway. If you can go back, if you complete a task for someone, I don't think I have a task for you to do right now, unfortunately. But I'm sure this group, they call themselves Plan B. I don't know if you've, had a name for your crew. But they, if you wish to stick with them, I'm sure you could hop on with them and get, get a boon from someone in need. There's still plenty of those around. Less than there were, as the Glassway is split in half right now, but there are several.
I
Could use.
give a boon to us, to my own team, but I am the knob, and apparently I'm also in charge of the Cyclohex. Could I give him a boon?
Possibly.
It feels like I should be able to do that.
I think you'd have to stay here for a little while, make it a more permanent home. Seems to be tied with that. Its energies, I think, where you've come and gone so often.
You'd think the job would come with some perks.
You do have an army and the whole armory. I think that's
I guess that's true. That is nice.
pretty good perks.
Yeah.
Plus, Cyclohex is it's a little bit different than what you had seen before.
Oh.
I had to go in and, with the help of the twins, of course, bring back some of the foundations from which it was built, and for security reasons. Seemed to work.
What did you take?
Oh, it didn't take anything, just brought forth what was used to create it. A future you, or a different you, you couldn't create nothing or something out of nothing, so you used what was there at the time, but over time that got pushed further down and down as more technology progressed, and so it wasn't as safe though as what was there before. Still has many events that need to transpire to understand it. So if you wish to go check that out, you're more than welcome to. The twins are a little, they're not quite occupied with what they had been doing, but are instead receiving constant, what is the word? Ever since this thing with Drusus, my circuits are not been firing correctly. There's a constant stream of orcs ready to be upgraded. They've been busy with them.
All right.
You don't have to. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I just suggest you stay this side of the streets and not cross over into what was known as the Upper Glassway. Don't think you'd make it long there with whatever Mr. Big has stalking the streets. I've sent several scouting regiments out and they haven't returned, so I don't quite know what it is either.
But I should be safe in either the Cyclohex or the Grunge Pits, right?
Oh, of course. The Cyclohex is very secure. Grunge Pits, they still make attacks on, trying to disrupt the flow of soldiers coming in.
Okay.
Thankfully for us, the Glassway is very good at bringing people in. Those that are seeking for a battle often find their way into the Grunge Pits.
Okay. Well, guys, what are we thinking?
Just out of character, because I don't want to roll over anything if something already came up. Are there already are people wanting to go in a certain direction? Because I'm thinking that Slunda might be like, oh, with the idea that we might forget when we leave here, then she'd want to do some Drusus related stuff here. But if there's actually there's conflict going on that we need to go investigate or whatever, I don't want to.
Nothing's going on. They were just getting caught up as to if there was any idea what might have happened with Drusus, and you were here for the rest of it. So, and Cade just trying to understand what's going on. So this is kind of the welcome to the sandbox. I'm here to introduce you to all the toys that are here. Go to whatever section you want to.
You made a mess out of it. What you did. It's got anxiety.
Half of it's waterboarded. It's great. Waterlogged.
Oh.
It's the real word.
I'm gonna look at him and was like, well, would you guys mind if I tagged along?
I don't mind.
You've
I don't
been
have any
rude,
objection.
but okay.
I just look at the blob man and I go,
He's
"I've
been
rude."
confused.
You've been rude.
Luke,
I saved your lives from an ambush and was
I wasn't even
immediately
here.
attacked for it.
I apologize for that. I wasn't sure if you were one of the attackers or not. And my friend had just died in my arms, so... A rough day.
I mean, it's been a rough day for all of us. Some of us just found out that potentially, if things aren't wrong and lies, that their wife and child have been dead for thousands of years. And that everything you held dear has been warped beyond belief with...
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
Sunda's pulled out. Go ahead.
I have no objections. We can help you figure out how to get out of here. It would be a rough spot to be here on your own.
I think Slunda's pulled out her sketchbook and is just like drawing like Drusus and like related stuff, writing down things that if he gets erased, she wants to make some kind of record.
Okay.
Maybe you could design us a Drusus tattoo.
I think that's a good idea.
I don't know what it would look like.
It's a gun.
That's your job.
It's a gun that we all get on our
We get it on our arms. It just says these guns.
Immortalize the joke that I stole that time.
Oh, that's perfect.
You haven't noticed this before, but as you're kind of sketching and writing things out, you do notice on your hand there is a new tattoo that wasn't there before.
Ooh.
That is a picture of an hourglass, and there's a stake wrapped around it that seems to be eating itself.
Oh.
For a second, I thought you said a steak,
Ooh,
and I was like,
an Ouroboros.
What?
What?
Oh
Wait,
boy.
DM, have you read book 1?
Yes?
Okay, good. Just double checking to make sure we're not thinking of different things.
No, we're not.
No.
Whoa!
No, you're supposed to say, oh no, it's coincidence.
Yeah, Asher was coincidence.
I still don't believe you.
I don't.
We didn't believe you during the live session, and we don't believe you now.
We have never, not even for one moment, believed you.
Did you not hear the sarcasm in that voice?
Good.
That was like my biggest Freudian slip, and that was great.
Oh my goodness, yeah. We didn't believe you ever.
Yes, I've read book 1, and I know exactly. Yep.
Dude. Okay, I'm done.
I acknowledge it. I don't like make a big deal of it, but I just gotta.
In character, none of us know.
I will throw it out there. I think the gun thing is a good idea, but I will also say, Andrew, if you have anything that you think that, I don't know, would also make sense for us to remember about Drusus that would influence a tattoo in remembrance of him.
If you have a request for your memorialization.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I don't know. Just remember, I'm the dead one. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know very much because I died. Didn't you
How
hear that
about-
great eulogy Chronicler gave? He said he died because he was dumb. He was
How
dead
about-
and he died.
I shed a
He's
tear at
dead
that
now.
eulogy.
I have one. How about one of those royal class starships flying a pirate flag?
Aww.
Ooh.
Alright, so the
Pretty cool
ideas
too.
are a gun and then a complicated starship with a pirate flag. Correct?
That sounds good.
Yep, those are the ideas.
I'm a pirate.
Well, now, in this universe, is pirate flag skull and crossbones, or does it look... Is it skull and guns,
It would
or...
be. I would imagine it would be a dragon skull and two rifles or something crossed underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
So it'll be sensible. I love that idea.
And then we get the gun already in the design.
Yes.
Cool. And we get them so that we can, anytime we want to show off our guns.
Yeah, they've got to go on our arms so that we can just be like, these guns.
Somewhere
Yeah.
outside of time,
Yes.
Druce's cries. And they're not happy tears. He just goes, really? Really?
This is your legacy.
I do hope that, like, if we do lose our memory of Drusus when we leave, that there isn't some convoluted reason for us to remember what it is, that we're just like, for some reason we all have these tattoos. Maybe we all, like, got blackout drunk one night or something, because I have no memory of how I got this.
Flamel just like, yes, I got blackout drunk with you.
Tattoos don't work on Bloop.
Ooh, that's so sad.
Wait. You just etch it on metal and you just stick it in Bloop. He'll just
I mean, we
have
could
this
do that.
constant piece of metal floating around. Just put it on a cockroach. Tattoo a cockroach. Throw a cockroach into Bloop.
I will kill everyone.
Everyone but the cockroach.
No, including the
We could
cockroach.
put it on your armor.
know-
We could put it on his armor or something.
You know, if you had been friends with the cockroach couldn't have killed itself in the past because it's a cockroach.
That's true. That's true. We should have been friends with what was his name? Roscoe.
So you're saying I
Cockroach.
should have made... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm just new headcanon cockroach. It's like Avatar, where you have like the various animals that taught the benders bending.
Oh.
Cockroaches taught timecasters how to timecast.
We just go back in time to when we weren't dead 3 seconds ago.
That's how they do it.
I knew it. There's just a planet full of time casting like rabbits or something. That's how the Sith were born.
Oh, that's great. So, okay, Slunda, you're doing that.
Sketching and designing this
Sweet.
cool tattoo that everyone's gonna get.
Tristari she hasn't said much. Her response to grief and pain is just to get really quiet, you've noticed.
Mhm.
So she's sticking by you. But
One of my non-sketching hands is like reaching out and just like making the physical contact quietly while I continue sketching.
Reluctantly crouch at the starting.
Ewan, as you go on to the Imperial ship,
Yes.
excuse me. You notice that the door that leads to the crew quarters is locked. There's a new, you haven't seen this like keypad before, where there are about 15 very small, almost like keyholes. They don't look like keys, they just look like a needle would fit into it.
Oh, having just seen Chronicler shoot out a bunch of needle cord things, that looks familiar.
Yes.
Well, he didn't say anything against me coming here. Ewan is going to just place his hand over that pad and see what happens.
Placing your hand on it, it scans it for a second and flashes red as it rejects, but immediately scans again, rejects, and on the third time, it goes green. The doors open, you are hit with a very foul smell of rotten decay.
Oh dear.
You see bound and tied up,
Oh, wait.
this half of a big, like, humanoid size naked
Oh no!
mole rat is connected to dozens of wires and cables and tubes from the from the waist down, tubes and wires going into major artery and like looking points, electrical circuits keeping the body alive and twitching to cause not too much atrophy from occurring. It's just hanging there, kind of chained up by all this at the back wall. The looks very malnourished, and you can tell that D is dead. Just hanging there.
I will take my cane phone and text Chronicler. Were you perhaps studying D when he disintegrated? Question mark. And send that.
But he is not disintegrated, is he?
He is not
From this
disintegrated.
description.
A
Or died.
fraction of a second later, who's D?
He doesn't remember the war crimes. How convenient.
That means you give them anew and experience it for the first time.
An alternate of Drusus that we just talked about 10 minutes ago. You have this D strung up as an experiment in the Imperial ship's crew quarters. I'll
Oh,
like
That is
close
what
the
I was
door.
forgetting. Thank you for the reminder. I'm sorry you had to witness that, Ewan.
I will deal with that. I will go sleep in the cockpit. Unless of you have
Staying
something
on
else
the
there.
Imperial ship?
Yes,
Oh my
because
gosh.
the crew quarters are taken, and the Arella is the Arella.
I guess.
Wait, why do you not want to go back on the Arella?
Association.
Okay, because
He would rather be on the same ship as this mutilated corpse than on the memory of Drusus.
Oh.
You know what?
Yeah,
Everyone processes grief differently. It's fine.
Yeah.
Look, he doesn't know what room he can use inside the house. And he doesn't want to be on the Arella. And so that's why he chose the Imperial ship. However, there happens to be this science experiment going on here. And so I guess the best he might do is, you know what? He changes his mind. He's going to take his tea and go sit in the garden somewhere, like near any water system that might make a burbling sound.
Okay.
And he'll take a blanket or something
Or Ewan.
and just meditate and or sleep.
All right. As you
Yeah.
able to
And like
do
close-
so.
relock it too, but
Mm-hmm.
if it'll accept a lock, but that's what he's gonna do.
Okay.
Because dead body or associated ship that might also be weirdly different because of the paradox. Doesn't know what room, so garden it is.
All right. Heading. Yep. Easy enough to do. Roll
And-
a...
Meditate or something. I don't know.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Yep. You go, start meditating. Takes you a minute, but you're able to get the rest that you want.
Ewan, when he's of the mind to, might, because he knows that he had, at some points, meditated hard enough to levitate. So he's wondering if he can get the levitation without the meditation and just have an instant invisible chair.
Oh. Roll a mysticism check.
I'm down.
Ooh.
I am down for this invisible chair.
I am
looking
too.
for. What is my mysticism score? Plus 10. Nice. 1d20. If I can type. Oh my gosh, my fingers.
Just blame it on the cat.
That's a 12. You know what?
Yeah, it's
For
like
first
it's
try.
more like a mysticism low to the ground lawn chair, like the ones you take to concerts, because they don't allow actual lawn chairs. You have to have the small ones. So it's a couple inches off the ground, not as far as you had been before, but like given
Given that I'm trying to not really meditate, but also float, but also my mental state, this is good enough. This is good enough. It's a good distraction to try and do, but also he's still trying to process. I will take this, and I will work on it later.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Alright, so while you're doing that, the rest of you still, I mean, Celinda's enjoying. What are the rest of you guys up to?
I want to take a look at my soulless little robot assistant and see if he's got a serial number or anything, because I can't call him Asher anymore, and I've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, roll a
Slasher.
perception check.
Dasher.
Slasher.
Prancer.
Hash clinging, the smack clinging.
But yeah, I don't.
What am
think
I
the
rolling?
right shoulder
Perception check.
The writing on
Okay.
it either.
12. Oh yeah, I don't know about the writing on the It's fine.
Okay.
I
Well-
can't see it. It didn't load on my side. What did I get?
16. You
Cool.
find the writing as you're looking around. Often behind armor plates and whatnot is where these would be. Where you get the message from your siblings. You notice, I mean, you know your siblings. You know the way they do things.
Mhm.
There's you can tell there's a second message within this message.
Ooh.
Roll an intelligence check.
Good thing I'm very smart. Just intelligence, not any of the skills. Like, I don't know what a skill this would be.
I don't know what skill it would be either, so that's why I'm just gonna have the
Okay.
intelligence. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Cool, I have an 18 intelligence, which makes this a +4, so.
I know that in person, it's a bluff check to like try and speak
Oh,
and get a
gosh.
code message across. But
That's good. You
6.
needed a 5. You needed a 5 because you
Oh gosh.
You were able to see that within the message, the encrypted message, saying, "We did this away from Father. You won't be able to find him. It's all yours." You can kind of get the assumption that there is no brain is not functioning. No,
There'll be no number.
yeah, no number.
Gotcha.
As this was meant to be completely free of Nicholas.
Yeah. Pixie. Sorry. Cat was getting in the sink. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna put him away for now, and I will deal with this later, because right now I don't know. He deserves me to be a little more level-headed when we have a conversation about his name. I'll deal with that later. I put him away for now.
Your name is failure. Your name is I hate you.
Flamella's over here. Literally, she's like, I will not become my father in this situation.
You already are.
And so I'm gonna try and process my emotions in a less evil way than he did.
I was gonna say, I don't know how well you can see the chat on your phone. It's like, you could call him Drusus, but that might be just as bad.
Oh gosh, no. Absolutely not.
Why not?
She's got to give this new... Because this isn't even Asher anymore. She's like, Asher is dead. This is a different being.
Asher was always dead.
Don't make me come and hurt you.
I'm already hurt. You can't hurt me anymore.
Oh, the dark humor after trauma. It's great. It's
Too ice.
Sorry.
But yeah, so she's like, Asher's dead. This is a different being. Whatever, robot. Probably has no soul anymore, but that's fine. She's gonna treat him the same, hopefully. She's like, I'm not gonna do what Nicholas did to me to whoever this is now.
Mm-mm.
Which means I'm gonna deal with it after I have had a minute to process things.
You guys make me almost feel bad for what's happened.
Almost.
Almost. You monster.
I'd like to
Anyway.
all the time.
I'm joking.
The other thing Flamel is gonna do is she's gonna make a backup version of her brain.
Okay.
And put it with Druce's and his stasis pod.
Ooh. Good to know.
Keeping it there. She's like, I'm still making my backups that my friends have every so often. I'm updating those. This one is going to stay here just in case anything goes wrong when we leave. That when we come back, I'll be able to remember.
You said you're leaving it's a backup brain that you're leaving?
Yeah. A copy of my memories.
That's smart. Okay.
I try to do smart things on occasion.
Stuff to your ship?
Loop slowly slides and rotates around. No.
Or were you asking Flamel about the stuff she has in Druce's bag?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking about. This stuff that all got pulled out earlier. I'm just like, I need something to do. I'm very... don't want to think.
Flamel was like, no, I'd rather keep a hold of it for now.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
What's in the artichoke?
Who's choking who?
Oh, it's just a fun way to say artichoke, which is like a vegetable. So it rhymes, so you say okie dokie artichoke, and it's like an affirmative sort of statement. It's fun.
Huh. Yeah, that's a really old saying. He must be from far in the past. Artichokes are extinct now.
What?
Good to know. Thanks for letting me know.
I was craving spinach and artichoke dip. No.
We've taken turnips and bred
They've been
them,
extinct
selectively
for
bred them
thousands
to
of
be
years now.
new types of artichokes.
What have you done to me?
So we call them arty turnips instead.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Why must you do these things to me?
It's the
I'm
terrible
vengeful.
reality.
They hate me. I have discovered this.
I have to take out my feelings somehow.
You
So I made artichokes extinct. It was vegicide.
Vegicide instead of regicide.
You could have chosen Ondivey, and instead you chose artichokes.
You brought them up. It was perfect.
Next time I'll bring up Vitloaf, and then you kill it.
Oh, I love Vitloaf.
You're a monster.
Oh, dude, you just had to have it cooked right.
You cooked right into the garbage.
Vitloaf, the national delicacy of Dothara.
Oh my gosh.
So
How does that spelled? Because now that you've made it the national delicacy, I have to put it in my notes.
WITLOF.
It's chicory. That's the Dutch. It's like chicory with ham and cheese melted on top.
It's endive.
I thought it was chicory.
No.
Is that what you said?
No.
What did you say? I just said WYTAF.
Wait a second.
Someone just type it in the chat and I'll put it in my notes.
I don't know how to spell.
A fun fact: chicory and endive are basically the same thing. That's
Cool.
disgusting. That's even worse
Fun.
than I thought.
You're welcome.
That's gross.
So, wait, what's the national delicacy? I have to. Gotcha.
It's garbage.
He doesn't
It's a
think that.
garbage food. It's disgusting. Even Belgians don't like it.
Yeah, because they're Belgian. That's why.
So
That just looks like grilled leeks almost.
It looks like
it
poop.
does.
That's what it looks like. It's disgusting.
That's because it's not prepared properly. It's fine.
So I'm thinking after we get some rest, maybe the cyclohex is where we should go, since it seems like the safest area, and we can probably find someone there who can, let us out. And I should probably check on whatever's going on in the cyclohex. So
I'm just here.
I just
No, I'm saying
propose that to the group. I'm just like, if no one else has any ideas, that's mine.
Sounds good. I'm just doing sketching.
So you guys are gonna go get a rest. Anything you'd like to do before lay rest?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
putting together the tattoos and getting us tattooed once we're good with it.
Okay, so getting
Uh,
tattooed and then
As soon as
DM.
should we just pressure Cade into getting a tattoo? No.
Do you want to get a tattoo of this guy you never met because he's dead?
no.
No, we wouldn't do that.
No, couldn't.
DM, did you get the information for me about the Lazarus theorem?
I'm working on it. That's not done yet.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
checking. Flamel's gonna be kind of going over that and starting to plan out how to get what
Okay.
she needs.
Well, I can
Um,
give you what I have if you would like.
That'd be great.
Okay.
But she's gonna be, especially when they go to the cyclohex, she's gonna be investigating to see how much of it she could potentially get here.
Okay. Wonderful. That is very, very good. Very, very good. Okay. So there is a for the Lazarus serum. In it, there, as far as, I mean, there's all these chemical breakdowns and whatnot of what you need to do and how you need to mix things. However, what you have on it, there's one ingredient that is not quite explained, but it goes under the name, and you're pretty sure it's a cover up for whatever it may be, as black milk, and that is the base
Not
for
again.
it.
Okay.
Who
Cool.
did you? Who have you gotten blood samples from? Have you gotten one from
Just there.
Shastari?
I think.
Yes, I have Tristaris, I have Umpos, I have everybody in the group, I have, Nicholas, of course, I have.
All right,
Bloop.
that's what I thought. Wonderful. So
I have
you
a lot of
would-
random peoples. I have Gigi's.
Okay, cool. For the black milk, the composition of it, not completely all of it, but a majority of it does seem to match with Shastari's blood.
Interesting.
And just looking at what needs to be done for it and the way that has to be processed, it takes a lot of this to happen.
I need a lot of her blood.
Mm-hmm.
Or all of it.
Okay. Well, this could take a while.
What could
Do I get the
you
idea that I could potentially get blood over a period of time if I'm preserving it? Like I don't need
Yes.
to
Yeah, that's
drain
what
her
you.
body of blood.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Okay,
figure
good.
that's what they probably did,
That makes sense. Okay.
Mm.
and why there were so many scars on her.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Tristari about this.
Daddy Dearest did it.
Dearest.
So I guess I'll find Tristari if she's still awake.
Yeah, she's just been hanging out with Slunda.
Hey, Tristari, I need to talk to you about a proposition.
Oh,
She doesn't
plans.
swing that way.
You
That's
want
right.
blood.
I-
Plans changed.
What?
Plans, proposition, or plans changing.
I am working on a serum to hopefully wake Drusus up.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Are you having this conversation in front of Slunda, or have you pulled her away?
Yes. Yeah, you're here. I didn't draw us away from Slunda.
Okay.
I think it could work. I don't know if it will for sure, but it is the best chance I have that I know of. And it did work before on something uncannily similar that was happening to someone else. The thing is, I would need your help.
Oh, okay.
Because it does appear that one of the main components is your blood.
Oh, what? Am I putting two and two together correctly right now?
I don't know. Probably. What do you think?
You're asking me to relive what has been happened to me for the past, I don't know how long.
Well, I don't want to, lock you up and torture you or anything. I don't want to make it horrible for you. It doesn't have to be like it was.
That's what they told me.
Well,
It wasn't going to be horrible,
Do you-
but it was to be okay.
Do you think I'm like them?
No. I hope not. I don't think so. You haven't been a good friend.
I try. It's
Well,
it's up to you. Maybe there's someone else out there. I don't know. It's the only way I might be able to save him. But it shouldn't come at the expense of you. So it's up to you.
roll a diplomacy check for me.
Sweet. And Plumel very clearly hates having to have this conversation.
I figured.
24.
You can see there's a little bit of anger and fear in her eyes. But she dismisses it after a little bit. Can I think about it? I mean, I don't know. How will that even work? Am I not going where I was going anymore then? Or...
I mean, I don't know how long we're going to be here, so... I don't know. We would have... plans might change, and maybe you would still... Maybe I would just go with you.
Is there a way
I don't know.
could you teach her how to do it herself?
Make the serum?
No, to take the
Oh.
blood.
Yes. I could definitely teach her how to do her own blood draws. It is going to require quite a lot, so it is, in order to not be absolutely horrendous, it will take quite some time.
Think about it. I'll give it an honest thought, too. I won't just say no for saying no. I mean, I miss Drusus and I want him to be here, so...
I could see...
We don't
I
have
could
to-
see if I have a way to replicate your blood, potentially. There's a lot of technology here that I could make use of at the Cyclohex. So when we're there, I'll see if there's a way. Maybe I'll only need a little from you, you know? Maybe I can make more.
That sounds better. Okay.
I don't know if that's possible, but I'm gonna try.
Okay. You like that idea a little better, so...
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
And
you.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't ask if I had any other ideas.
Oh, no, I get that. I'm sorry that this is the situation that we're in.
Yeah. Me too.
I don't know anymore. There's just so much going on. I was kind of excited about being able just to rest, but
I know.
help out. I will. You're a friend.
And
But
I mean, it's okay if it's too much for you. I mean, sometimes people just die.
Yeah. Well, I'll think about it while people are resting, and I'll figure out soon. Okay?
Okay, thanks. Just let me know, and I'll leave so you can get some rest now.
Thank you. As you leave, she waits for Flamel to completely walk out and be out of earshot. Linda,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think? I don't want to disappoint Flamel, and it's just that was a really big thing that happened to me, and
Yes. Oh, I think I think we're all in a place where we're not sure how to move forward, and Flamel is very much figuring out how to take the next step. I think is her way to process, and I don't think that she's going to be upset if you say no. I don't think any of us want you to relive. I think she's hoping that there's a way to do it, to have the best of both, to have it not be bad for you, but still get Drusus back. But like she said, it's what you want. We're not going to put you back through what you went through. I don't know how things work with this, but I don't think anybody expects you to do anything that will make things worse for you.
okay.
I think we're all just trying to find the right way forward, but I don't think any of us want to do it at the expense of anyone else.
I would hope not, but that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, knowing what our other selves have been capable of, but I guess there wasn't I haven't heard of any yous with our other selves, so I don't know if that means anything. But then again, we also don't even have all of our other selves, or well, all of our other selves are no longer all of our other selves since Drusus is gone. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking
Just-
I'm tired.
Yes, it's been a day. Has it been a day?
I don't know.
Time's strange here.
It is. We should go get some rest, though.
Mm-hmm.
You might have, I don't know. Last time we were in the Cyclo-Hex, they might have some tools you could get people a tattoo easier with.
True.
I'm gonna go rest. Thank you, Linda.
Well, thank you.
She goes, retires.
Mm-hmm.
You all can get the effects of a long rest. Even though a day
Hooray.
doesn't pass by, but you get a long rest.
This whole
As-
time thing is just so whack.
How considerate of you to still let us sleep.
You're welcome.
Wow, guys,
As
Arbat got some of his health back.
He's back from the dead.
Oh yeah,
As-
Flamella's 100% sleeping up in her room where Drusus's corpse is in stasis. I'm coping super well, guys.
Yes. Oh, side note, because we're trying to release the rooms back to Chronicler and Rosie. What rooms do they have for themselves currently? Who had previously been occupying their rightful rooms, essentially?
Drusus.
Drus.
Oh, did they shared a room? I guess that
Wow.
makes sense.
What a
Yeah.
dick.
Drusus, you took the married couple's bedroom.
You notice he also did that in Hayden's house.
Oh my gosh. He was such a jerk. He did do that at Hayden's house.
No, prove it.
We have a recording.
Nah,
Yeah.
You're the one who does the recording. You're
And
Creating
there's a
your own
backup
evidence.
recording.
Oh.
Amazing.
So everyone's wandered off to different bed areas, right?
Yep.
Yep.
This nobody asks Cade.
Oh,
Nobody
right,
offers
Cade.
orders.
Cool. I'm just gonna go. I know the one guy said he was gonna go outside and sleep in the ship. So I'm gonna go to one of the ships.
Do you have a heart attack upon seeing this?
No, I think he's gonna end up on the Arella.
Okay. As you walk up to this beautiful ship, it is nothing like you have seen before. You are used to wooden ships that are able to traverse the astral sea and beyond to other areas of space with beautiful, gorgeous solar sails. This has no sails whatsoever. It is the shiniest metal that you have ever seen.
I would love to peruse the cockpit and see if there's some sort of, I don't know, manual or anything that makes sense, like a helm or how I steer the rudders and things.
If you go there, you'll see Bloop lying in the cockpit. That's where he's sleeping tonight.
Slinda's also on the Arella, just in her quarters. Because despite the trauma, she also is like, we already stole this guy's, Chronicler's house. I'm not gonna step back into that just because we had this traumatic thing happen.
Fair enough.
So you get onto the ship, and I mean, Slinda, you're probably one of the last ones to head to bed, but you get on. It's huge. The door automatically opens at the back, leading to a ramp to head up with strange mechanical wonders that you hear and see. Lights, not just candles, but like actual lights. I mean, you were kind of starting to see this where wizards were able to take some of their cantrips of producing lights and keep them permanently inside a glass container that would last anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, depending on how strong the wizard was. However, these don't emit the same type of light. It's different. And different colors, too, which is odd. The sound of your boots on the metal is strange as you head to the front of the ship, just kind of exploring everything. And roll a perception check for me.
Oh, okay, Perception.
Yes.
He
Oh.
doesn't even know what a light bulb is, then.
Hold on,
Doesn't
wait,
even
wait.
know what a light bulb is.
Do I have a thing for this? Didn't I choose something that lets me do a thing with this? Oh shit. Well, fun fact. My brain is broken today.
Yay.
I'm just gonna
I don't know
sit
why.
down. I don't know what's going on. It's a nat
Wait,
1 plus 12.
Make it. I need you to make a will saving throw now.
Well, shit.
As you pass by, like you're just kind of observing everything, and off to the side there's a door that's open, and you see a bunch of cupboards, and it's very white and clean and sterile.
Oh no.
Sick
And
bay.
it
That's where the thing was.
you don't know what it is, but you start to get this terrible migraine, and you swear you can see this red eye, and you blink a couple times, and you find yourself walking back up into the shift. This strangest feeling of deja vu hits you, but you kind of shake it off as you walk forward, look into the rooms, and get a strange little... The hairs on the back of your neck stick up as you look into this very clean, sterile room. You don't like it, so you keep walking on, making it to the front, to the cockpit. There, you see Bloop. Are you asleep? Yeah, Bloop. What are you up to? Because Bloop, when you entered onto the cockpit, you see a data slate that was not there before.
Huh. I go and pick it up and interact with it.
All right, Andrew,
Oh.
Ooh.
that's you.
You're playing the data slate?
Yeah.
Cool. This is not meant for you.
Oh no.
No, it's just I feel like this is like a video recording, so it's just like him kind of sitting like at a desk, or like his in the cockpit, but no one else is in there at the moment. And he just, hey Tristari, if you're watching this, I'm dead. I'm just kidding. That joke's in poor taste. I'm so sorry. No, I just don't know how to express things with words very well. And I figured, I'll probably re-record this. It doesn't matter. This is like a test run. But you're gonna be alone, and that's scary. This is way easier when I was just like, oh, I'll record a message so I don't have to say things in person. It's not that easy. So, we're going to leave you alone for a little while. But I promise we're coming back. I mean, listen, we're basically immortal at this point. And death sucks, but no matter how many times I have to die, we're gonna come back. And once we fix all this, we'll pick you back up and we'll go on adventures through space. Or we'll all figure out somewhere to settle down where Flamel can do weird experiments and, Asher can get weird spankings on his flesh butts, and Slundle will, cover herself and probably other people in, a lot of tattoos. And Bloop will just, maybe get over the existential dread that is his life. And I know it hasn't been long, And I know you might not believe me, but we're family. And it may not necessarily be like a chosen family thing, but we're family nonetheless. We're bound by something. Whether that's time or destiny or fate or just some freak coincidence, I'm not sure. But just know, you're never alone. And that we may leave you for a little bit so that you can be safe away from the Empire. Just know, we will be back. I've started working up a way that maybe we can get them to leave you alone, but I haven't figured it out fully yet. But by the time we come back, I'll have fleshed that plan out a little bit more. Also, don't tell everyone else I made this. It's already awkward enough. I know it's a rough draft, but like I want to keep that part. Don't tell them. I don't need people thinking I don't know. I feel stuff. Because then they'll start asking about it, and then I'll have to like start doing things like admitting I'm scared, and I don't want to do that. So we'll take good care of my gun I gave you, and I'm gonna have the matching one. Just remember, if you ever have to shoot someone, or if you just want to practice, just remember you've got a piece of us with you. And that connects us through time, because that belonged to. Well, I guess that belonged to the naked mole rat version of me. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna kill him eventually, so it's fine. But like, just that's a piece of us. We're tied through time. So as long as you have that, you're tied to me forever. So do what you want. I couldn't figure out how to make this tape self-destruct at the end, so I'm gonna have to live with the shame of this evidence forever, unless you do me a big favor and like burn it. Anyways, I don't know why I'm gonna keep going. I just know we're gonna miss you, and that's okay. And it's just gonna like. He's just gonna be like, you can just tell he's trying to figure out how to shut it off for a second, and then it's over.
I think in this moment, Blip holds like the thing really close to his chest. Or I guess his body. He doesn't have a definable chest.
He eats it.
And like he hasn't really like prayed before, but he does have a goddess. So I think he'll try and reach out that way and say, Efinari, help him make Duana's promise. He can't do it himself. He's too dumb.
Just dragging this dead man.
I'm gonna stop recording this stuff, guys. I quit.
Cade.
And then I think Bloop kind of like just lays down there, curls into a ball with two little arms holding the data slate, and then like cries himself to sleep.
Okay. Cade, you had walked in on there probably partway through, just standing quietly. You heard Bloop use a name that has gone around in the Empire before. That's one of the goddesses that Prometheus was trying to promote. Goddess of light, happiness, joy.
What? When'd you get here?
Well, around the point where he said he was gonna come back. Which, to be fair, I don't really think he can keep that promise.
Bloop's just staring at him, holding very still.
But
Which to him, I guess, just looks like a blob standing very still because he has no eyes.
I heard your plea to Ephenari, and if what Prometheus, the Emperor, said is true, then she will do her best to honor your wish if possible.
Oh, that's weird. I thought he tried to eradicate her worship.
What?
Interesting.
No, he promoted her worship. That's where the... Where do you think... What? No, he gained power in the way he did because of Ephenari. What do you... I think... Are you guys from some backwater... You guys must be from very, very backwater area of the Empire. That must really be it, because you all have all sorts of strange,
No.
ridiculous ideas.
No, but it had a very similar story to yours. I guess yours is probably kinder. You were sent out by the Emperor to discover worlds and whatnot. Guessing from how you talk about it, I think this happened to me before you were even sent out. But I was a victim of a ship attack in the astral plane.
Illithids?
Yes.
They are a scourge.
Yeah. They left me. But my ship kind of detonated. And I was adrift in space up until... And he looks at an invisible watch. About...
On his goop arm.
2, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Actually, you don't have an invisible watch. You have a very visible friendship bracelet watch with a HUD, and it says your friend is dead.
No, it doesn't.
Not on
It's not on
anymore.
him.
No one is wearing it anymore.
Oh,
Lamel
you
has
took
it in
it
a
off?
bag.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
just not synced to anything. Even sadder. It just says no link found.
I
No
guess it
signal.
could also probably tell the time. I imagine everything tells the time in the future.
It tells the time.
It does
It's-
everything but tell the time.
It's reverted to a watch because it's
Can it
it's just
resurrect
a step
Drusus?
counter now.
Yes, it could do everything but resurrect Drusus.
You said it couldn't tell the time.
No, he said that. I said it tells the time, it just can't resurrect Drusus.
It
I was making a
just
Spy
watch
Kids
when it won't
reference.
sync to anything.
Oh, Spy Kids.
Yeah. Watches that do everything but tell time.
Gotta love it.
They just tell a wrong time. They have a time display, but it's just wrong all the time.
It's just wrong. Yeah, so Bloop's been out of his drifting through space for at least a few months.
Multiply. Yeah. At least,
Plus,
I guess.
well, that was when the entire group got together. Bloop and Drusus and Ewan got together
Exactly.
probably 5 or 6 weeks before that, too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus,
for a
there's
few
been
months.
technical. We've lived through like 3 or 4 weeks, in addition to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, yeah, you've been like 4 to 5, maybe even 6 months.
But yeah,
Already
I
doing
actually-
better than the Praetorian Guard.
Oh boy.
I actually came from a time where I had no idea who the Emperor was. I'd never heard anything about him. And then I get found after drifting in space for all those years by Drusus. And, he has to fill me in. Well, actually, no, hang on. I said that wrong. I get found by Ewan. But then Drusus is the one who fills me in on everything.
Uh-huh.
Didn't Nicholas fill you in on most of the history?
That too.
Well, it's true, yeah.
That's it.
But I think Drusus gave me, like, the...
What did
Basic
Drusus
things.
do for you? Anything? No.
You saved. I'll kill
He
you. I
introduced
swear.
you to alcohol.
I had known that long before.
Oh, so he really did nothing for you.
He did nothing for you.
He told me everything. I'll kill you. I swear.
He was a good friend. Why? What did he do? I don't know. I just think he was a good friend.
We drank together,
We tried.
and he looked out for me. And he told me about his struggles with trying to find his. Well, I guess no, he wasn't trying to find her. He thought she was dead. But just, I guess, trying to stay alive. Anyway, this is where he last was before he died, and I point around to the cockpit.
Oh, is he your pilot?
Yes.
That is.
Hang on. Would I think with what you told me previously, DM? Would I think that, the ship belonged to Ewan or to Drusus, and that Ewan was just piloting the ship at that time?
Would have been, with what you've been told, yeah, you would have thought it was Ewan's, and then Drusus came along a little bit later. Had the AI, put the AI in to help out with things. And...
But it's weird because he uploaded his, his wife's AI to Ewan's ship. I don't think he even asked for permission, honestly. I think he just did it. Artificial intelligence of his wife, who had died.
Like a memento?
No, like,
He's like
Arella,
he's just squinting at you like, what?
Arella, say hi. Arella?
Cade's just looking around like, no, my name is Cade.
I think Bloop goes over to the nearby terminal and still doesn't really have any idea how computers are supposed to work. He's like counting on buttons. He knows not to hit the red alert one right now.
You hear like a doo doo doo. Hello.
Ah.
This is the mothership. How may I be of service?
Hi, Arella. Will you say hello to Cade?
Who is talking? Hello?
I'm
He's
sorry.
just looking
Arella's
around,
talking.
panicked.
Unclear with instructions. Would you like me to call Arella?
No. New rule. I'm going to call you Arella from now on.
I'm sorry. My laws dictate that I must be called the mothership.
You better be sorry. Or do I punch the cards?
For those of you who don't know, early computers used punch cards for programming.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, I'm not
I know.
sure how familiar. I know Drake probably gets it for sure.
I
Yes.
get it.
Okay. I'm IBM.
I also get it.
Wait, are you talking about the knitting machines?
Yeah.
Essentially, like the original computers, how they were just stacks. It was just stacks of cards that you essentially had to put in, and it would punch, and then they'd keep going through, and that's how it knew to do stuff. The stuff Steve Jobs and Bill Gates were like, oh, steal and better.
Poor Cade. This is going to be a wild ride. We're going to break his brain every day. We're like, this is a smoothie.
Don't worry, he's adaptable. It's like, I know smoothies. It's when you process all the food together for better nutritional value and easy storage. Soldiers eat
Okay,
them
this
all
is
the
a
time.
smoothie, but not sad. It's just fruit.
But what about the protein?
No.
We don't believe in protein.
This is for enjoying yourself while you drink it.
You're a warforged. You don't eat.
I am a robot and I can eat.
Okay, I didn't know your name was Robot. I thought it was Flamel.
My name? Okay.
No, Warforged is an archaic term. They don't use that anymore.
Oh.
We all.
Plus,
Is
she's
this all still happening
way
in the
more
cockpit?
advanced.
We're just convened here. Anyway, back to the actual present. I'm not showing him a smoothie at the moment. I'm being sad in my room with Drusus's corpse.
Oh.
No smoothies.
The Jerusalem smoothie? There's your protein.
Ooh.
If anyone makes a Drusus smoothie out of this corpse she's preserving, Flamel will enter her villain arc.
Kate's just in there. He's like, this is delicious.
And that is a threat.
Bloop wants to become one with Drusus. He will absorb him.
I am
Oh.
back to take now.
Okay, wonderful. So, back on track. Sorry. Where were we? Is your conversation finished, or was there anything else?
No, I'm just gonna find the user manual after me and Bloop's conversation and try and figure out how this ship works.
Okay. You find the user manual and you do not recognize the language.
Son bitch. You guys have a new language too?
You can tell it is a roll a culture check for me. Okay.
A culture.
Dude, we've assimilated
like
so many
that.
languages.
That
Don't worry,
too.
guys. I'm really good at culture. See, I got a 19.
That's pretty good.
With no bonus.
There is no bonus. I don't have a lot of bonuses. I think 4 things get bonuses.
Wow.
They're all plus 10 or more for the most part, so.
You can pick out elements of Draconic, elements of Deep Speech, elements of Elvish
Okay,
that
I
have
read-
kind of
I
all
read
been
Draconic and Elven.
amalgam. Okay.
The
And you
deep
would've-
speech
you would-
part's throwing me.
Yeah,
Said
but it's
parts
an
of
amalgamation
Draconic,
of
Deep
them.
Speech, and Elvish. Did you say another one too?
No, that is what the modern common is. That is what you guys are all speaking
Nice.
right now. Is this hybrid of all of that? So
Very interesting.
Sorry.
How dare you? I'm so upset with you for coughing,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
For wheezing.
I cough.
Yes. You're so terrible.
I'm not Weezer. We just a body hard.
all right. Well, so you try and read this, and it's not going very well, Cade. You all get your rest as you reconvene for the next event. I feel like that is a good way of putting the passage of time.
Yeah.
Split an event. I like that. So thank you for that. You on. You all have reconvened and gathered together. Chronicler is there. We have built several passageways. Make travel a little bit safer. If you would like to use those. If not, you're more than welcome to head out into the Glassway, see what has become of my home, and get an understanding of what we're trying to do to make it not like this anymore. But choice is yours. Either or is fine. You can meet me at the cyclohex. When you're ready, I will be off now. And see you there soon. Gives you each
Hey, DM.
a bow. Yeah.
Do any of those dumpster portals let out in the cyclohex?
No, those were for the grunge pits.
Okay, just checking, because I know we got one of those in the backyard.
Yeah.
So at least we could get to my other property. How did I end up with so much property in the Glassway?
Inheritance.
Yeah,
It's
I
for real
accidentally
estate.
killed a man.
Accidentally.
Well, I didn't mean to be the one that killed him.
Literally did like 4 damage on him.
I literally did like 2 points of damage and somehow got the job.
I mean, to be fair, Drusus probably actually killed him, but you're forgetting that part.
You know what? I love it.
The true knob no longer exists.
He was always
Except for
the
no
knob.
one remembers. So
I'm gonna make actually DM, can I make an intelligence roll to realize that I might forget stuff about Drusus?
Sorry, could you repeat that? It kind of broke up a little bit.
Can I make an intelligence check for myself to see if I will be forgetting things about Drusus as time goes on?
Sure. Roll intelligence check.
Like if you realize it's gonna happen, or just if it
Yeah.
happens?
Okay, I don't.
You haven't forgotten. You mean it's been a little while? You think you feel rested, and you haven't forgotten anything about him yet. So you mean you were really grateful that Ewan found you on the ship and Drusus was there. You're, you're grateful that Ewan was the one that you're grateful that you've been able to help other members of your party. I'll put it that way. When in your fight with the knob, Ewan tried pulling a really stupid stunt that was gonna get him killed by blowing up some grenades. You're grateful that you were able to save him in that moment. So, yeah, you haven't forgotten anything about him.
Not a single thing.
Nope.
Oh.
Hey, Ewan, roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh boy. I don't like that.
Or will save, sorry.
Well, save. Let's see. Ooh, that is my best save. But let me double check that do I have a thing for will save? Well, this has nothing to do with the frightened condition. No. Well, I'm not seeing anything for it, so. Wasn't that? Huh. Will save. Well, that's 14.
Through your meditation and rest, you've been processing what's been going on. Being back in the Glassway does bring some memories of. I mean, it's hard that Drusus has passed. Part of your mind might wonder, why wasn't Bloop able to do anything? You tried to. Bloop was there to fight. Bloop saved you in the grunge pits in a moment of unclarity where you tried to use some explosives on the knob and that didn't work. But he saved you. I mean, you just think, like, you've been with Bloop a while. You crashed on your ship. Drusus came along after that. But those are thoughts for a different day, as you all convene together and head off to the Cyclohex. So, which way are you taking? You going tunnels, or you going outside to see what's going on?
Ooh, good question. How do we trust Chronicler's tunnels?
Say that again.
The question is, do we trust Chronicler's tunnels? I think Flamel would vote for those, but, you know.
Yeah. We'll take the tunnels, but Yuan will still try and keep an awareness of what's going on.
Sweet. So, kind of following right behind Chronicler, as I wasn't sure what you were going to choose. There's a hatch at the back of the hangar that service tunnels. You can tell there's these low flashing lights, kind of damp and humid down here with water pipes moving along, or you think it's water. You can see some of it's a little broken down and steam is coming out of sections of it. Similar to when you were walking from the main square to the grunge pits and you passed through this pipe area where you saw the hags and whatnot in there. Let me get a change in music. Okay. Oh, no, that's not. Oh, but I guess they're my hands that aren't typing, right? But that's. Walking through the tunnels, Chronicler leads you. He has two flashlights on his eyes that help you through. It turns into kind of this labyrinth maze. You see various humanoids dead on the ground. They've been stripped of all their equipment and are just laying there with various wounds from appears to be gunshots to entire limbs or having been shredded off from an explosion with severe burn marks. Several orcs or groups of orcs piled up. Chronicler, as he's walking forward, his head spins around, does a 180. The tunnels are still the safest route, but every once in a while Mr. Big's men try and figure out the maze that we've laid for him, so it's not always the best, but we have men to spare. So, it's okay. That spins back around, and you guys travel for another 15 to 20 minutes. Just for players to understand. You guys have no idea, obviously, of time passing through. To where you come up to a large ladder, and you can see there's just small raindrops coming from the top. Looking up, it's some sort of storm drain. You can see the neon lights shining through as Chronicler begins to climb and pushes the man cover off. It gets up, and the rest of you follow. That light rain begins hitting each of you again as the Cyclohex is relatively untouched. What you can see. Most of these, for you, Cade, you've seen it before. You've been to Cyclohex, but just these ginormous skyscrapers of buildings with, it seems kind of impractical as they're all glass on the outside. no insulation there. That's kind of a stupid design, but some of the buildings have toppled over. Parts of them have had damage from various forms of artillery and whatnot, but overall, it still remains the same. There's no cars driving, but looking around you, you can see pretty far down the road, leading up towards the Four Corners. Before you guys were, there are various barricades in the street of cars stacked on top of each other. There's some small craters in the ground from mortars that were there, but that have filled up with water as it's constantly raining. Scroungler begins taking you down a couple street paths. Turning around the corner of one of the larger buildings, you can now truly see what the building that was Cyclohex has been changed. There's still the giant staircase that leads up to it. But instead of this very large skyscraper building, before you see this black metallic pyramid that's in front of you. These ancient inscriptions. I mean, you don't recognize the language on them. Lunda, you kind of recognize them.
On this,
you can
you
tell.
said it's a dark pyramid?
Yeah, it's this black metallic pyramid.
Never seen one of those before. Well, Lunda hasn't, definitely, but... well, probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there was one in that mountain that I don't know about. Okay, what do I understand?
Hey, no spoilers.
I'm just saying it's the one point where I don't know what Slunda knows, so, you know. Could have been a purple monolith, or Santa's reindeer. You know, anything could have happened there.
No.
Yes.
DM, this is a black pyramid, like
Cade,
massive.
you know that. Yeah, this is massive. There's one that sits outside of Requiem. That's where the main university is.
Totally safe. I trust this place wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
What do I recognize from the inscriptions, or do I just recognize the type of writing, but not...
You just recognize the type of writing.
Okay.
Yeah. Chronicler turns around. Huh? It's much stronger than what was there before, and has defenses that we're still trying to understand, but maybe you can get in contact with your other self that's down there. Might have some answers.
Right. Let me just... Is there a way past this thing, or like...
I mean, this is the
it
thing.
blocking the entrance?
No, this is... Oh.
I'm just trying to get a grip on what's going on.
So these pyramids just have a defense mechanism array in the security room.
What?
Arcanists can go in there and just deactivate it. Are any of you arcanists? Magic users?
I have some proficiency with magic, although it might be... I'm not sure about any archaic magic like this seems to present.
There's one of these exact same buildings just outside of Reclam, where I grew up, and it was turned into, you know, recommissioned, or whatever you want to, however you want to phrase it, into a building of learning. But anyways, if you go inside, there's like a room where you can do things if you're good with that. I just stab people. I don't know how that works.
Gotcha.
So, you're the building that Future Cube had created, Flamel.
Yeah.
was built. How do I just? Part of this, what you see here, it's hard to explain. The twins might be able to do it better than me, but your building's there, and it's like that was kind of the top of the pyramid, and they found a way of activating a defense that brought the building down into the pyramid, and that raised up. It was kind of underground, so where you
So
were.
what, the pyramid ate my lab?
No, it's still in there. It's just like think of it as big walls have been built around it to fortify it and make sure that Mr. Big doesn't get in.
Cool. I guess I'll try calling my other self and the people I know. I'm just gonna try and send like a signal to be like, maybe I can just get them on the phone. I'm just gonna try calling them.
DM, can I make some sort of like probably mysticism check just to see like way in or access?
I mean, you can see there's a section of the wall, like the side, like a square section that is cut out, and there's that's still that bright light emanating from that section. So, like, you can walk in. You see, like, at the top of the stairs, there are probably about 50. There's a large. It levels out. It's not just stairs. Like, it levels out and what goes to the pyramid. So there's a walkway to there.
Okay.
And
So wait,
there's about 50 orcs that are decked out in this like sci-fi kind of metallic plated armor with these large, very large laser rifles. So they're there guarding it, but like there is an opening.
Issue getting in then? I'm confused why.
Okay.
You're confused.
I thought there was like a magical defense that would stop us from going in, but we could still just walk in.
Oh yeah, well of course you're not the enemy. I mean that the doors would close if enemies were coming. But
I guess we'll just go in then. Let's go.
I was just saying like these walls are there to protect the building that you had built.
Great.
I mean, this was here before you built that building, so.
Yeah. All right. That's great. Let's go.
All right, you guys begin ascending the stairs. Well, as you reach the top, every orc there immediately turns to you and salutes you.
I give a very awkward wave.
I lean over to whoever's closest by.
Hello.
Is she queen of the orcs?
I turn back and say, I'm the knob.
I lean back in towards him and I go, where I'm from, calling someone a knob is an insult.
I'm not a knob, I'm the knob.
With that, you walk into the pyramid.
That sounds more insulting.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay, you have a question, yeah.
Oh, yeah, just about the knob, because that came from Prometheus, didn't it?
It did.
That title, so...
Oh, yeah.